Hey, soldiers, it's really getting pathetic. Bud Light, they just keep trying and they keep failing in such a colossal fashion. We're going to get into the latest with them. We're going to go take a look at the stock. It's seen better days, of course. And Bud Light continues to stack up on shelves. People aren't bringing it home and they're not consuming it. We've got another LGBTQ bar who said, we are done with Anheuser Busch products in general, Bud Light in specific. So you got all kinds of backlash. This thing just will not die, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this new ad, and then later on in this video, I'm going to show you one of the greatest ads in the history of advertising. And I'm going to give Bud Light some free advice. Call, if you know the folks over in the C-suite at Bud Light, call them. Tell them to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, enlist, become a soldier of finance, and tell them that when they do enlist, let me know in the comments. Just put CEO Anheuser Busch, I have enlisted and become a soldier of finance. I will salute that person. I'll do the same for you if you haven't subscribed. Listen, hit the thumbs up. Help this video get out there. This is going to be kind of fun, guys. But also, I want you to hit that join button. We just uploaded some new content for the exclusive members only section of the Soldiers of Finance channel. And you're going to love it. You're going to get a lot out of it. This is one of the greatest investments you'll ever make in your life. The ROI on it is going to be through the roof. Listen, let's play Bud Light's new ad. Hey, guys, check out the ad. I can't play the music with the ad. I got a copyright strike when I tried to send it through the first time. Well, they notified me that I would get a copyright strike if I played the music, so we don't want that. But you can see from the ad, you've got the music, by the way, Chic's Good Times. You can check out the ad on your own online. It's on the Bud Light YouTube. But you can see here we got folk having a good time. They're walking around. We got the requisite white guys being made fools of. Okay. What else? We got, generally, I don't think this is a funny ad. But this is what's going on. This is their attempt to come back and, hey, show you that, look, that guy over there, he could be gay, right? We're appealing to everybody. There's a black guy. We've got everybody in here, right? Okay, in 2023, that's supposed to be funny. All right, we can't do comedy anymore. We might offend someone. So we'll try weather. Weather's funny, right? We'll have a windstorm come through, and later we'll have a plate, and it'll hit. Yeah, that is what passes for comedy. Okay, and then you had a guy falling out of hammock. I'm sure when they first wrote that, they were in the little, advertising conference room, and then a black guy, he's going to try to get into a hammock. No, wait a minute. Where's this going? Well, he's going to get into the hammock, and then it's going to get twisted up, and it's going to be really funny. Oh, no, I don't know about that. We'll make it a white guy. Okay, this is the kind of tiptoeing you have to do in advertising these days, and comes out with schlock like this. So, no, bud, you have fallen so far from the type of advertising that you really need to have in order to relate to people. Anyway, they're getting crushed, okay? They've come out, they've tried to do this apology after 6 or so weeks, and the Twitterverse roast Bud Light over new ad mocking its own customers. Okay, right. So, like an imbecile in an old slapstick show who goes from banging his head to stepping on a rake, Bud Light on Thursday broke 2 months of post silence on Twitter. All right, so essentially the ad does make fun of its cousin. That's, that's fine. It doesn't really bother me that much. But after you're coming off of this scandal with, the social media influencer, do you want to really come at it in that fashion? Well, it's apparently, if you, look at the sales numbers. Now, I'm not talking about just look at what's going on Twitter. If you look at the sales numbers, this is not working. The latest display of self-destructive marketing comes on the heels of the brand posting the worst weekly sales drop since Harvard-educated Bud Light marketing VP Alyssa Heinerschein thought it would be a great idea to use clownfish, male to female influencer, you know who we're talking about, as a brand ambassador for what's long been seen as a manly beer for hardworking blue-collar people. In the week ending June 10th, sales were off 26.8% from the previous year's pace. So this beer just continues to lose market share. We talked about Modelo taking the number one spot. Now Modelo is the number one beer after decades of a Budweiser product being the number one beer in America. No more. Modelo, I like to remind people that in America, Modelo is not owned by Anheuser Busch. Modelo is owned by Constellation Brands. So this is for those people on the LGBTQ side and on the conservative side. Both have groups of people who are boycotting Bud Light. You guys are winning, okay? Because you've knocked the beer out of the number one spot after decades. So, go a little further with it. Last week, CEO Brendan Whitworth of Bud Light's parent, Anheuser-Busch InBev North America, issued a statement. He acknowledged that, quote, over the last 2 months, the discussion surrounding our company and Bud Light has moved away from beer, and this has impacted our consumers, our business partners, and our employees. Well, the only way it's really impacted your consumers is that they're drinking another beer, okay? Probably popped open a Yingling or a Modelo, apparently, and it's, wow, what is this? This is delicious. What is this? Well, sir, that's just beer. Oh, well, what was I drinking all these years? Brown water, sir. Whitworth implicitly assured the shrinking universe of Bud Light drinkers that the company had learned a lesson from the positively disastrous aftermath of its mind-boggling embrace of woke culture. To all our valued consumers, we hear you. Our summer advertising launches next week, and you can look forward to Bud Light reinforcing what you've always loved about our brand, that it's easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Easy to drink? What are you talking about? You know, there was a point at which I had this procedure done. Medical procedure was an x-ray, and kind of an x-ray thing. And you had to drink this solution, okay? And it was like the nastiest stuff in the world. You might have had some experience with this. But it was like extremely thick. It was warm. It was, it was called barium, okay? And it's got something in it where it illuminates for the x-ray, okay? That was not easy to drink. But that's the only thing I've ever drank that was not easy to drink. When I walk into a liquor store, I don't look in the cooler and say, what's easy to drink? I don't ask the guy behind the counter, hey, you got anything back there that's easy to drink? It's kind of a given, right? So more, of them tripping over their own, Ivy League educations, I guess. Bud Light's Twitter account went radio silent on April 14th as the full scope of the backlash against Heinerscheid's attempt to move the brand away from what she called, quote, fratty, kind of out of touch humor, shifting the tone, unquote, to one that's truly inclusive, became horrifyingly apparent to company executives. Now, when she talks about truly inclusive, she obviously is not aware of some of Bud Light's previous advertising, okay? These young folk today, they look at the world as if it just came into existence, all right? You had, I forget the movie star, she's a female movie star, she said, this was a couple of years ago, I'm really proud of the fact that I'm the first female lead in a science fiction movie. And people were like, what are you talking about? They act like they just, the earth just fully formed. We're here now. And, Star Trek. Okay. You guys know Star Trek is my favorite, form of entertainment. I love Star Trek. old Star Trek, like everything. I'd say the J.J. Abrams movies were okay, but everything after that is garbage, pretty much. But the new, and it's garbage for this reason. The people that write and produce Star Trek today, they think they're doing something. We're going to strike a blow for inclusivity, diversity, equity, inclusion. When you go back to when that show first started airing, you want to talk about inclusivity? Good God Almighty! You had a Russian, you had a Japanese guy, you had a Scotsman, you had an alien, and you had an African woman, all there on the bridge every episode, figuring things out. Okay, and you had a white guy. You had Captain Kirk. Okay, so you want to talk about, and then to top that, you had the first interracial kiss on television, and this was a big deal. You should go and look at William Shatner. Nichelle Nichols tells the story. It's very fascinating. If you like William Shatner, you'll walk away from that with a greater respect for him. But these new folk act like none of that ever happened. And we got to come in here and make Star Trek inclusive. What are you talking about? I saw an alien driving a spaceship. Anyway, the brand dared to return to Twitter on Thursday with the promised summer advertising and was instantly on the receiving end of social media's flamethrower. Users roasted the company for its decision to use a certain social media influencer and that campaign that person was involved in. With Chic's 1979 song Good Times playing, as you heard. In the background, the ad shows, there it goes again. The ad shows a series of everyday Bud Light drinkers trying to enjoy themselves in searing summer heat. Okay? Some fool with no shoes. The sidewalk's hot. It's like 100 degrees out here. Come on, you understand that. However, even with Heinerschein out on leave permanently, the surviving marketers and senior executives determined the brand relaunch should center on making Bud Light drinkers look moronic. Okay, so I'm going to get to that one ad that Bud Light had that was really, you want to go from the moronic to the iconic. We're going to do that in just a sec. But before we get to that, let's look at the stock. Let's take a quick peek at that. Now, you know we're long-term investors here, right? So we look at things on a long-term basis. Stock's down 43%, a little in that area. You might see different because it might have changed from the time I'm recording this. But in the 40% range over the 5-year. 6 months is down 5%. So the stock is in the 1 month, which is kind of the area where this all hit, 4 to 8 weeks, we're down also about 3%. So it is having an effect. But remember, Anheuser Busch does have a lot of brands, and they're not just an American company. So this boycott is not taking place all over the world. It's really confined mainly to one brand in one country. All right, so we did a video when we were talking about how the San Francisco and several California gay bars had dropped Anheuser Busch products. Since then, several Chicago gay bars have stopped selling Bud Light and other Anheuser Busch products. See, the gay community is taking it a step further. Okay, these bar owners, they're saying, not only are we going to stop selling that one brand, but we're going to stop selling Anheuser Busch products. And listen, them doing this from the standpoint of a bar is more impactful than just, Joe Sixpack going to the liquor store on a Friday afternoon. Because remember, the bars have a force multiplying effect. So someone comes into the bar and you don't sell it. I don't see anybody leaving because they can't get a Bud Light. Okay. The question will become, what are you serving? And if these people are politically inclined and tuned into this issue, then they're going to support this move. I haven't heard of any of these bars going out of business, okay, since they stopped selling Bud Light. But the latest bar that has dropped, okay, Bud Light, is a bar located in Minneapolis. The Bud Light backlash continues to shake the industry, but it's not just conservatives swearing off the beer. In Minnesota, a long-standing gay bar says it is canning all Anheuser Busch products ahead of its Pride celebration. So this was a few weeks ago, but that they said this, but we're in June now, and they're having these Pride celebrations go on. While this is not the first gay bar to remove Anheuser Busch products from its shelves, marketing experts say it likely will not be the last. The Saloon, which bills itself as the longest-running gay bar in Minneapolis, says it's dropping all Anheuser Busch products ahead of the Twin Cities Pride Festival. Beers such as Bud Light and Michelob Ultra will be replaced with beers from local brewing companies. The backlash against the brand began with a partnership with a social media person that we shall not name. Many Americans responded by boycotting the beer, which led to Bud Light being dethroned as America's top-selling brand. Now the LGBTQ community is upset with how the company handled the backlash. This should speak volumes to corporations out there that want to dip their toe into these controversial issues. Anheuser Busch had an opportunity to support a marginalized community in a way that few other corporations have attempted, but they abandoned that direction. The saloon owner, John Moore, said, "We view that as unacceptable." Now think about this. Prior to this whole thing, everybody, you had people from every walk of life drinking Bud Light. Now you fragmented that. And you did it to yourself, all right? Anheuser Busch, you did it to yourself. So let's go back to the old school. Let's take it back. Now, this is the part where those executives really need to watch this channel. Because regardless of what Heinerschein said, okay, I'm going to show you an ad that is truly funny, that is actually, as a byproduct, it's inclusive. It's extremely relatable because, ladies and gentlemen, this is how guys act. This is how we act, okay? And this is how guys of all ethnicities act. Roll the tape.
Able to pick up good yardage on the play. The best part of this defense is their defensive line and their interior
Hello?
linebackers.
Hey, who? What's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you?
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
True. True.
What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that?
Yo! Pick up the phone!
Hello? What's that? What's up?
Yo, where's Dookie?
Yo, Duke. Yo.
What's that?
What's that?
Hold on. Hello?
So what's up, B?
Watching the game, having a bud.
True. True.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, you might not even be able to do that these days, okay? Because somebody's going to get offended, all right? I don't know. You get it. But look, I damn sure try it because that ad worked. It was funny. This ad came out. It didn't make me drink Bud Light or Budweiser. I have had Budweiser before. I mean, I've had it. But this definitely put their brand near top of mind when it came to these products, when that ad was out and when it was hot, okay? And I believe the What's Up ad was in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. All right, the ad appeared in December of 1999. All right, then they had the frogs before that, remember? That was a good one too. I think that one's before these guys. But, come on, man. You know what? Before we get out of here, guys, I want you to check out this video. Now, this is a serious one because while this debacle has lost Budweiser a lot of money, billions of dollars in market share and sales, this incident of the woke mind virus has actually resulted in a loss of life. In fact, the loss of 5 lives. Watch that video. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.